The scratching of the quill halted, not because the ink had run dry, but because the air in the archive had changed.
That entry is inaccurate.
The voice was soft, calm, entirely unwelcome. The chronicler froze, quill hovering a hair's breadth above the parchment. A single drop of ink trembled at its tip, threatening to fall. Slowly, carefully, she turned. A figure stood where the shadows had been moments before. A deep indigo cloak draped her frame, its hood drawn low enough to swallow her eyes in darkness. Gold trim caught the candlelight in thin, deliberate lines, and beneath the cloak, something faintly magenta glimmered, pulsing with a restrained, unnatural rhythm.
"I beg your pardon,"
the chronicler said far too quickly. The hooded woman inclined her head. Polite, almost respectful.
You recorded the shipment as confiscated,
the stranger replied.
It was not.
The chronicler straightened, clutching her parchment a little too tightly.
"I assure you,"
she said, lifting her chin.
"my sources are impeccable."
Impeccable,
the woman echoed. There was the faintest hint of amusement in her tone.
And yet, incomplete.
She stepped closer. Not close enough to touch. Close enough to be felt. The chronicler swallowed. Her quill trembled, then, damn it, she steadied it.
"And you are?"
she demanded. For a moment, the hooded woman said nothing. Then, with deliberate care, she reached up and drew her cloak back just enough for candlelight to trace the line of her lips. Pale, composed, and curved in something that was not quite a smile.
Someone who dislikes being misfiled.
The magenta sigil at her waist flared, briefly. The chronicler inhaled sharply.
"I do not appreciate unannounced guests in the royal archives."
Of course you don't,
the woman said gently.
That's why I came unannounced.
Silence stretched between them, taut as a drawn wire. At last, the hooded figure turned away, already retreating into shadow.
"Oh," she added, as if remembering something trivial.
When you revise that entry,
Her voice lingered long after her presence began to fade.
use the name you've already given me.
The shadows reclaimed her. The chronicler stared at the empty space, heart pounding far too loudly for a room devoted to quiet truths. Slowly, she lowered her quill and crossed out the word confiscated.